Sometimes I think it pays to be tough.
Reality is funnier than fiction. Diary of a Real Boy, based on the classic American book by Henry Shute.
Papa swears sometime when he hits his thumb with a hammer. Well, if I swear, he licks me.
This classic book of humor has now been brought to life in a 2-disc audio CD set.
There doesn't seem to be much to put in a diary, only fights and who got licked at school and if it rains or snows.
But there's a lot that can happen in the life of a 10-year-old boy in America, especially in the country.
So I'm gonna write just when I want to in it.
Sometimes boys try to grow up a little too fast.
Went down to Pute's tonight to make hayseed cigars. My mouth tastes awfully.
Sisters can be the cause of a lot of problems.
I got Andy and Frankie fighting. It was the funniest fight I ever saw. While they was fighting, Seal came downstairs and pulled them apart and boxed their ears. She jawed me. When Papa came home, she told on me, and Papa sent me to bed at 6 o'clock. You just wait, Seal, and you'll find out.
This boy loved raising chickens, but he liked fighting the roosters even more.
I knew more about fighting roosters than any of the other fellers. I let my rooster out to fight J. Albert Clark's. They were fighting good when I looked up, and there was Papa looking over the fence. He made me stop the fight and shut my rooster up. Papa was mad at me.
Even a good-hearted boy sometimes has to face reality in this great example from Diary of a Real Boy.
March 11. Went to church in the morning. Mr. Leonard preached about loving our enemies and told everyone if he had any anger feelings toward anyone to go to him and shake hands and see how much better you'd feel. But after church, I went up to Mickey Gould, who's gonna fight me behind the schoolhouse, and said, "Mickey, let's be friends." And Mickey said, "Oh, Skinny, I can lick you in 2 minutes." And I said, "You ain't man enough." And he called me a knock-kneed puke, and I called him a wall-eyed lummox. And he gave me a paste in the eye, and I gave him a good one in the mouth. And then we wrestled, and Mickey threw me, and I turned him, and I got hold of his hair, and the fellers all hollered, "Hate him, Mickey, paste him, Skinny." And Mr. Purrington, Pute's Papa, pulled us apart, and I had Mickey's paper collar and necktie and some of his hair. And when I got home, Papa made me go to bed and stayed there all afternoon for fighting. He let me get up at supper time. Next time I try to love my enemy, I'm a-gonna lick him first.
Great fun for the whole family, especially the grown-ups.
Sometimes I think it pays to be tough.
Follow the life of young Henry, known as Plumpy to his friends, and his pals Beanie and Pewter. These boys seem to get in and out of trouble faster than a frog can jump.
Dennis Coakley and Tom Tit Thompson had a fight behind Herbie's restroom today. Herbie stopped them just as they were having a good one. That's just the way. I don't see why they always have to stop a fight. All fellers fight for is to see which one can lick. And how can they tell unless they fight it out?
Boys who visit from the big city don't fit in right off the bat.
Charlie is a city feller and think he knows a pile about things and gets mad if we call him names. Now any feller who amounts to anything has a nickname, and some of them have 2 or 3. My nicknames are Plumpy and Skinny and Pole Legs, and Beanie is called Bullet Head and sometimes Fanny. I told Charlie that if I called him Charlie, the fellers would call him Sissy or Mary, and he better agree to let me call him Bulldog or Tomcat or Diddley or Gobbler or some nickname would mean something. But he said he would lam the head off any feller which called him names. Well, you just see what trouble he got into for not having a nickname.
And sometimes nicknames aren't so welcome.
I got a new nickname. It's Yeller Legs. That's 'cause Papa bought me a pair of kinda yeller breeches and made me wear 'em. I bet he wouldn't like to be called Yeller Legs.
Sometimes the grown-ups don't like the company you keep.
It's funny. My papa won't let me go with Beanie because he's tough. And Pute's papa won't let Pute go with me because he says I'm tough. And Beanie's papa said if he catches me or Pute in his yard, he'll lick time out of us.
There's also plenty of encounters with girls.
Went to a sociable tonight at the Unitaro Vestry. Can't go again because King told Mama I was impudent to the people. I wasn't impudent.
Siblings can be a great source of entertainment.
August 1, bright and fair. Annie tumbled down the front steps from the top to the bottom. She howled and Mama thought she was about killed, but she was so fat it didn't hurt her none.
Diary of a Real Boy is full of great, hilarious stories, such as this great example, when the boys practice their favorite pastime of catching frogs and toads.
March 29. The toads has come out. Fine warm day. Me and Potter Gorham have been catching toads this afternoon. They sit in the puddles and peep. Folks thinks it's frogs, but most of them is toads. Potter got 23 and I got 18. Tonight, I put my toads in a box in the kitchen after the folks went to bed. In the night, they all got out of the box and began to hop around and peep. Mama heard it and waked Papa, and they listened. When I waked up, Papa was coming through my room with a big cane and a little lamp. He had put on his breeches and was in his shirt tail. And I said, "What are you gonna lick me for now? I ain't done nothing." And he said, "Keep still there. It's someone downstairs. Listen, I can hear him giving a whistle to his confederate. I'll jump in and give him a whack on the coconut." I had forgot all about the toads, and you bet I was scared. Well, Papa, he crept down and easy and blowed out his little light and opened the door quick and just leaned around with his club. Then I heard him say, "What in the hell have I stepped on? Bring a light here." Then I thought of the toads. And you bet I was scareder than before. Mama went down with the light, and then I heard him say, "I will be cussed, the whole place is full of toads." Then Mama said, "Did you ever?" And Papa said he never did. And it was some more of that damn boy's works. And he yelled upstairs for me to come down and catch him. So, I went down and caught him and put him out, all but the two that Papa had stepped on, and they had to be swept up. Then all the folks come down in their nightgowns, and I went upstairs lively and got into bed and pulled all the clothes around me tight. But it didn't do any good, 'cause Papa came up and licked me. He didn't lick me very hard, 'cause I guess he was glad it wasn't a burglar. And if it hadn't been for me, it might have been burglars instead of toads.
We all just need a good belly laugh from time to time. Diary of a Real Boy. More than just an audiobook, it's a brilliant performance of comedy. Based on the classic by Henry Shute. Available at Amazon, American Family Mall, and GreatBooksAlive.com. Find out more about Diary of a Real Boy at www.greatbooksalive.com. The most amazing part of this classic work is that it really happened.
Sometimes I think it pays to be tough.